What is up? Lexnar, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. How is everybody doing tonight? Hope I didn't just take that music completely too low and out of here. But, man, is it me or does it look real dark? Does it look real dark? Or is that just me? Do I got my bright? No, that's not it. My brightness on my screen is really low. I just get this, I get so like messed up between what I see versus how it actually comes off. And have no clue. Is it too dark? That's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. How you been? How you been, dog? I feel weird saying dog. Dude, I gotta be honest though, I gotta figure something out with my lighting because I gotta change something about it because man, it like right now it's like it murders my eyes. Like I don't know, maybe that's just I need to take some Tylenol kind of thing. that might be more the play right now. A little bit of sleepy, a little bit of well, a lot of bit of tired. Maybe that's the biggest issue, but. Oh, let me see here. I need to open up the closed captions. There we go. So they are no longer closed. Golly, the bright lights. All right, we good. Hey, the bot was only, what, that's 10 minutes. Finals week right now, barely surviving. I have 3 finals left, 1 tomorrow and 2 Wednesday. Can I ask what they're in? Like, what are the focuses? And what year are you? What year are you, if you don't mind me asking? It's exciting though, man. That's one of the things I missed. Like one of the great feelings of going from how high school works, you know, where you're getting out in the first week of June or whatever, depending on where you are. And then all of a sudden, at the end of when I went to college, and you're getting out end of April, beginning of May, is beautiful. Oh, it felt so good. By the way, if anybody is curious and you don't want the words popping across your screen, you should be able to turn off closed captioning. I have it available for anybody who wants it. So, River, good to see you. First year, today was macroeconomics. Tomorrow is Foundations of Math, Part 1. That sounds so like you're setting up for some sort of horror movie thing. Wednesday is Calc 2 and Foundations of Math is Part 2. Okay. Lot of math. Man. Father, I ask for calm. Pray for peace of mind and heart. That you would draw back the things that Lexnar has learned and knows. Lord, calm nerves, calm all of the pressures that exist in the midst of the end of a semester, and Lord, let the joys of next week spur him forward. Amen. Computer science and mathematics. That's right. And you're a freshman, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Freshman. I keep falling behind with like people joke about it, you know, but it's like it's for real. It is for real when like I've interacted with a lot of high schoolers in youth ministry and just in local community, you know what I mean, just being at different community events and stuff like that. And time flies. And as time has flown, it feels like it's flown faster, to where it's like these people that I've interacted with all of a sudden are like, oh yeah, you've graduated, right? Yeah, I'm a junior in college. Hold up, wait a minute, whoa, back up. Like, and it's happening more. It's happening more often. And yeah, like my title. Guys, I couldn't think of a title tonight. I was just like, I'm not gonna fret over it. Monday nights are usually a little bit different, where I'm working on something for the stream. I'm just kind of chilling right now. Just open to chat, and I was reading through some of the in the Discord. There's a couple people who've asked for prayer over certain things that they're facing in their lives, and so like the idea of prayer has been, is big on my heart right now. So that's why I felt like I didn't even ask your permission to pray, but receive it or deny it, I'm still praying for you. I've really got to figure out my Discord. Like, I had this whole plan of how I was going to set it up along with these different focuses I was given, but I feel like I was various. It requires prayer to pass. That's what they lied all these years. X equals prayer. That's the secret. No. Goodness. Oh man. Calc though, I'm thinking X. I'm talking to algebra, right? Calc, are you doing stuff with like sine and stuff like that? Cosine, sine. Like what is covered in calculus 2? This is time for you to let your mind wind down. So I doubt you want me to like be thinking of it, but no, X and Y still, yeah. The area between two curves, and integrals review, integration techniques, differentials, equations, applications of integrals, parametric stuff. Yeah. Okay. I say okay as if like, oh yeah, not a problem. I'll pass it for you tomorrow. That's not what that means. It means like I recognize the sounds of the syllables that make up these words. That's what it means. I used to love math. Like there's something about math for me, like it's similar to the idea of like logic. And so like logic and reasoning and different pieces like that. So it was fun to try and break it down and try to work through. And that's I think some of the pieces that I gain an understanding of why I enjoyed it when I look back at it now. But at the same time, I got to a point where it was just like too much too fast. And I was happy not going on with it. Like, I really enjoy it. Wow, that music just came in hitting hot. Was lost when they started talking about series. What do you mean by series? Series and sequences. One of those topics that many students don't find all that useful. To be honest, many students will never see series outside of their calculus class. Oh, an infinite series. Okay. I love when they like list something and they're just like, and they don't actually give a defined understanding of what they're talking about. Binomial series. Man, this is why you're taking these classes and not me. I'm just kind of getting some basics here, Infinite series. Well, let's start with, it's like, so what I just want a simple, like, give me a simple understanding of it. It's like, so you want a, an understanding of what an infinite series is? Well, let's start with this sequence. Yeah, it's like that, not parentheses, but I forget what that's called. A sub n with bracketed to the infinity with under n equals 1. Um, anyway, and then it goes through all that stuff. But man, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done. Father God, grant wisdom and knowledge in Jesus' name. there's a million tests to find the interval of convergence and radius of convergence for all the series, and there's a million different series. All you're doing is affirming. You're just affirming my decisions not to go any further with mathematics. I enjoy mathematics. Like if it wasn't 10:48 at night right now, and I wasn't like a day after caring for two under 5 years old and doing some yard work, and you know what I mean, like the mixture of all the things that bring me to this point tonight where I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna be ready for bed. If I wasn't in this place, I might be more willing to sit and read through some of that stuff that I was seeing there with the infinite series and sequences and stuff like that, just because, like, to me it's intriguing. Like, that stuff is intriguing to me, but it's definitely not something that when I'm tired and when I don't have something that's pushing me to do it. If I had a final tomorrow, like you, or you said this week, yeah, on Wednesday is the calc one, that then I'd probably be more inclined, right? I'd probably be more inclined, but I'm not. Oh, I tell you what I miss most about college, and I'm sure this is kind of a replicated, this is probably a consistent thing by a lot of people, which is the idea of dorm life, man. Like, I guess when you're in more advanced schooling, and you're spending a lot of time doing lab work, doing problem solving and all these other things, different homework and such, you don't have as much ability to do dorm life. But I tell you what, the social life of my dorm when I was in college, I still miss it to this day because of the ability to be able to just go visit with some bros, to just go visit with some guys. I don't have that where I am today in life. So, and giving somebody a call or shooting a text, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. So yeah, but dorm life, man. And not dorm life, listen, I was a good boy, and I went to a private Christian university, okay? I'm not talking about any kind of, like, crazy out there kind of stories. I'm just talking about being able to go next door and visit with the bro at the end of the day and just be like, hey, man, how was your day? Like, hey, you wanna play a little Madden or something like that? You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Hey, you want to go up late night, get a snack or something like that? Those are, man. Joined a fraternity, makes college a lot more fun. See, where I went, because it was a private Christian school and stuff like that, you weren't allowed frats, you weren't allowed any of that kind of stuff. And that was to prevent partying and some of the other stuff, because as a Christian university, dry campus, all that kind of stuff, that makes sense for what they claim and what I was agreeing to in being there. But I remember more than once different football guys getting, what's the word, busted at, even though, so because somebody would get like a house, right? And then you would have like 5 guys who would be, instead of living on campus, they would live in this house. So they basically would, it's not a frat, but you have a group of guys who are splitting payment on a house or renting or whatever. And then you have a bunch of buddies over on a Friday night. They basically were creating their own interactions, own groups, specifically whether it was the football group or stuff like that. So, but yeah, so I didn't experience that. I don't know that I would have, like, because just being able to identify my guys, like guys that I connected with, and a lot of times that's proxy, right? Like, you get connected to certain people because of proxy. And just my dorm mate, right? My suite mates, the guys across the hall. Like, they're there all the time, so you get connected kind of thing. But then other ones because of football. So there's one or two guys that I connected to a lot because of football, and so um, maybe some classes you get connected because you're doing homework together, and you hit it off with one guy or one person here, one person there, and you just keep going from there. But I was in a relationship in college, so a lot of my focus had to do with moving a relationship forward towards marriage, man. So yeah, yeah, Lexnar, that makes sense. That makes sense a lot. Everything is, what's the word? Everything is romanticized to be a certain way by Hollywood. I mean, that's life. Life in general, so many different things, Oh, the ultimate of any relationship is what? The moment that culminates in sex. And it's just like, well, let me tell you, as a married man and as somebody who's in a relationship, like, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of, I mean, it's a perk, don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of great, there are a lot more important and more meaningful and like more climactic moments and parts of a marriage and of a relationship than the physical kind of thing. So like that's just a quick example that comes to my mind. But yeah, so it's ain't no Animal House over here exactly. So um known for philanthropy with St. Jude and connections with a lot of local churches, doing a lot of community. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's an important thing. I always told people, and I still, as I get a chance to, I'm just not interacted in the same. Like, I'm a big believer in you have to have the right to speak certain things into people's lives. Either one, they invite you to, or they allow you to. You can ask permission, they allow you to, or you build a relationship, and there's kind of a respect that then, like, I've built I've built the right to be able to kind of give you like, hey, I really think you should look into this. I really think you should do this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have that a lot right now with different people who are graduating to go off into college. But I would tell anyone who is going to college all the times, within your first 3 months, of college, you need to get connected into a local church. Because one, what happens a lot of times is people don't get people don't get connected because it's new, right? It's new, it's fresh, and so it's scary. And there's this understanding that needs to be broken, especially from small town places, in the idea of like, yeah, it's bigger than you. Like it's bigger than your church. Like just talking about on the church aspect is like you've been to this church with your family and you know those relationships, continue to build those, call back home and visit when you're home and stuff like that. Like definitely, but connect into a local church because that's where you build people of like mind who are there to support you, there to love you, keep you accountable, etc. on different things. But if you don't do it within those 3 months, the reason why I said 3 months, because statistically showing, if you don't connect in within the 3 months, you've already set up a rhythm, you've set up a schedule, and if that's not in it, it's rare that that actually gets made a part of your schedule because you've already set things up in priority and in direction. And so I know you said about doing community service and stuff like that, which is awesome, that's a great thing. But getting connected into a local church for opportunities of service, but also to grow, to build relationships, to find comfortable connections with people, like minded or like age people, but also even, there's nothing greater. I don't care what people say. There's nothing greater than being able to go somewhere. There's always a granny who just wants to love on somebody. And she just wants to treat somebody like their grandson or granddaughter. You know what I mean? There's nothing greater than being able to find somebody like that who carries that kind of like warmth and comfort for you when you're at college. Nothing like it. Like there's a huge importance because I would say on the other side, just having people like that and not having people of like age and like interest or like whatever, any of those kind of things, that's a struggle. But on the flip side, if you only find those things, you don't find that grandma, you don't find that auntie, you don't find that anything like that. It's missing something. You know what I'm saying? It's like when eating without soul. You know what I'm saying? Eating without the spices. But yeah, man, college is great. fun experience. I'll be honest, one of the things that annoys me too, and just speaking from my own mind, right? People don't have to agree with me on this, but I always hate when people would say to someone who's about to graduate or just graduated or something like that, is just like, basically about like, oh, you're gonna have fun in college, and they always set it up as if it's this thing to go drink all you can, go sleep around with as many people as you can, to goof off, and this, that, and the other thing. And it's just like, first of all, what the heck did you do when you were in college? But I'm just like, that's not even like, oh, it's the worst kind of example. It's the worst kind of, I think I need to wash this water bottle. Do I need to wash this? I thought I just did. I need to wash it again. Ugh. That thing where you look in the mouth of a water bottle. I'm not going to show it, but it's not terrible. But it's like you start to see stuff where it's just like, oh, okay, there's starting to be some buildup there that's possibly going to like be turned into some sort of like mold or something. It's like, ooh, I better wash that. I just washed this though, I swear. So anyway, I've thought a little bit about if I wanted to go back to school, but it's like I don't know. My life right now is so focused on, I'm a dad of 2 kids, so it's about like, and they're both under 5, so it's like a place of survival, and also about being a place, honestly, that I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing when it comes to career. So I thought I did, and I thought I was going to be doing youth ministry for eternity. And in some ways, I still believe I still do ministry in different ways, just not in a paid position at a local church. Just as a everyday living human being. But that doesn't pay the bills. Doesn't pay the bills. So we'll see what some of the projects and some of the things go that I've been working on. But I had thought about potentially like going back to school with some different ideas of stuff ministry related, but I don't know if that's the case right now. I don't know if that's right now, definitely not. Like I cannot, there's no way doing homes, like we're looking at homeschooling, and right now I'm that face. There's no way I could be doing that and working on different stuff throughout the evenings, throughout the week, and over the weekend, while my wife is also doing a full-time job, and also do master's work or something like that. There's no way. I have a huge disdain right now for a lot of psychology, and stuff like that when it comes to the world of counseling. So there's always that, and that could always be a potential, but it's always been a natural part of doing ministry, counseling, but it's never been something I've actually like really stepped hard into and really looked to do anything with, other than just being there for people. But as you experience more and more things in life with more and more people, you realize like, maybe I could speak into that. But so does every single white woman with a broken background thinks that they could be a counselor or psychologist. Man, do I sound sour? I sound a little sour. Oh, it's so infuriating, the stuff I hear that's encouraged or given as a what's the word called? Given as a I forget what word I'm looking for. Anyway. Yeah, it is. I mean, Mondays are usually kind of, I've noticed they've been getting slower, and it's actually like I'm in a 3 to 6 month kind of test period, kind of getting a feel for, and I'm making changes every month about like, okay, how do I want to prioritize this? How do I want to do this? And right now, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I've kind of changed up and have more of a consistent feel to each part of the night, 9:30 through 11:30 on those 3 nights. Monday's a little bit different because usually before I stream, my wife and I spend some time in the Bible together, and so on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, though, it's been split up more to where I have kind of a focal thing that I'm working on, whether it's I'm writing a little bit of my novel for 20 minutes on stream, or trying to figure something out for it, or I'm doing a little bit editing, or Tuesdays are Budget Creator Labs, so I'm doing something for the first hour specifically related to helping young or new creators from a shoestring budget make things happen. Or Thursdays, maybe there's a little bit of football focused talk or something like that. And then by 10:30, usually doing some sort of gaming. And right now playing through Outer Wilds. So that's the goal. Tomorrow night I'll be on there at 10. I'll be on 9:30, and then by 10:30 usually. But here on Mondays, it's kind of been the workshop, if that makes sense, to where the focus has been about like, how can I improve things for the stream? How can I advance things, and just chat with people as I'm doing it. Grinded Apex ranked. Okay, I played Apex a little bit. Was it last week? It was very little, and I just can't. One of my things, I think, is I'm still on the Xbox One S, and I don't know if it's just me or not, but I feel like the quality is just not good. Like the visual quality, just everything looks grainy. I don't have the clarity of visual quality, and I'm out of touch with the physical movement and stuff like that, because I haven't played really Battle Royale. I haven't played FPS. I haven't played a lot of games outside of a story here or there, like on stream. But I was thinking about trying to do some fun challenge related kind of ideas for something like that, to get back into Fortnite, Apex, stuff like that. But kind of remained as a like, oh, this would be cool. So what rank are you now? I think the furthest I ever gone, like I was never that great either. It was more about having fun, laughing. Of course, trying to do well, even though I couldn't. It's like I had the mindset and the to be, not to get sweaty. I hate getting sweaty, but in more ways than one. But I don't like. I would start to get frustrated with myself. Because I would feel like I have a great plan of attack, or I have a great movement, or I have great positioning, and just always get outplayed, just physically just get outplayed. And I feel like a lot of I just have never had the right capabilities with my hands, man. So, and that was the thing. I just came to a realization and acceptance of that early on. I had to, but it's still hard, because you see and know what you need to do, and then you just can't do it. That's got to be the most aggravating thing. And that's why I know, dude, when I get old, it's going to be the worst when I start to lose certain functions, or, Lord willing that I live to be old, right? Or I just start to lose capabilities. Dude, I'm going to be an angry old man. Oh, because there's nothing I hate more in this world. Nothing. I repeat, nothing. I don't like needles. This I hate more. I don't like to hurt or to have pain. This I hate more. And that is helplessness. The feeling of being incapable and unable in anything. To take care of something with my wife, to help something with my boys, to take care of something that I should be able to do myself. And so when I get into situations like that with like Apex, for example, to where I've played, I had played it for many of those seasons, from opening week all the way through, season 8 or something like that it was, and still not to have been able to like actually improve in any way, bro. It was it's the most aggravating thing, and that's where I had to. As even when you come to terms with it, it still pops up because it's just like, again, I know what to do, but I just can't do it. Oh, it's the most aggravating thing in the world, man. Oh, I feel like Paul in the Book of Romans. It's like I know what I shouldn't do, but I continue to do it anyway. Lord help me. That's my life with FPS. I feel like, man. And as you begin to age, you begin to lose certain functions. Your hands don't move like they once did. Your eyes definitely don't work like they used to. Then it's all uphill from there. Both to and from school. Uphill both ways. 7 miles in the snow. I will say, like, I had contemplated the idea of just like sitting and reading a little bit tonight. I got some books that I'm trying to. One of the things I'm trying to prove to myself that in this year, man, is I'm trying to get myself back to completing books, like reading, just reading. It's something that so many. If you complete one book this year, I believe it's something like if you read to completion one book this year, you would have read more than 48% of Americans. I believe that's somewhere around there. Yeah, almost more than half. Crazy. And I want to, because one, I want to read the more of the genre that I'm writing, fantasy, and so I want to be actively reading, but also like I enjoy stories. Like, why am I not? And I enjoy learning, but it's just there's so many different things to distract us, right? There's more games to play, there's more shows to watch, there's more food to eat, there's more there's more all of it. And so it's in some ways it's really hard to settle down on that. But Max was Diamond 4. Let's go. I think the furthest I ever touch Gold 1? I don't think so. I don't think I did. Because it goes 4, 3, 2, 1, right? It goes that way, if I remember correctly. I just never. The other thing about like that is I don't think I ground enough. I don't think I ground enough. Ground? Is that the right word there? I don't think I was a grinder enough when it came to just playing ranked. Part of that was knowing who I am and knowing my inability to be able to rank up, but also not having a consistent group. I feel like that's a huge thing with any game like Apex. Like, you got to have a consistent group that you guys are, how they play, how each other can work through different scenarios and stuff. And so when I would just play with randos, whether I was talking with them and knew them or it was just completely randoms, it just was never the same. Never the same. The song is called Roll Me in Stardust. Maybe I do. Nah, I can't do that tonight. I gotta hold myself back. Let me turn that music down a little bit in my ear. I know it's not too loud on the stream. It's coming off really loud in my ear. But I think this week with other streams coming on Tuesday, we'll spend a little bit of time having that first hour, 9:30 to 10:30, focusing on different, conversation, looking at a specific topic to be talking about and looking at to provide some thoughts on. Excuse me. Helping young creators or new creators who are starting from a shoestring budget. And and then we'll be playing some more Outer Worlds at 10:30. And then on Thursday we'll spend some time chatting to open up stream, looking at some football stuff probably. I want to look at maybe how some of the draft open up for some teams, but that's where some football conversation will happen. Maybe between the two of those, maybe on Thursday I'll spend a little bit of time working on a specific thing within my novel that I'm writing, or we'll do a little editing. I'm not sure which. And then from there, switch into Outer Worlds if we're still going on that. Then Friday, be looking at possibly doing some sort of video scripting for something around the idea of like healthy gaming. Looking at the idea of like helping young gamers to revive, survive, and thrive in life. Some mental health kind of things. I've thought about doing a little bit of that, but... And then more gaming. More gaming on Friday night. So, it is what it is, but we'll see where things head. Tonight I wasn't sure about like what I wanted to... I guess one of the things for me is like, okay, where do we... Like the focus behind Monday nights was about really looking at, okay, making things better, like continuing to advance, continuing to grow. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what parts to invest in, what parts to spend more time on really creating and stuff when it comes to... I guess I really need to look at some of those other pieces. Like I need to look at Blurp and really diving in on Blurp, or really looking at Tangia and some of those and better connecting them to the content, to the stream, but also specifically looking at what was the idea? What was the thought? Oh, Streamloots. That's one that I haven't gone back to in a while. Really setting some of that stuff up. I need to do that next Monday night. I need to work on some of those. One of those. I need to just choose one. I need to... I feel like I need to make another video about solving something on DaVinci Resolve, because by far my best ever video performance on YouTube. And and that's something that, yeah, that's something I need to follow up on. One of the things I haven't done a good job on is like when you identify certain videos doing well, is really diving in more on those. So I need to look at that some more. But maybe I'll do some of that. Maybe I'll do some of that. Let me see here. If I was trying to think. Yep, can't think of what I was going to say. I'm not quite sure what I would... Well, I think I'd probably... What I had thought about doing was if I take that video and I go through the comments and I can find different stuff to where you get a couple people who are just like, actually, here's a better solution. And then I just take those and make a video about this better solution. You know what I mean? I need to do that. Also trying to edit so many different videos. Or maybe tonight, maybe what I need to do, guys, here's the reality. Maybe what I need to do is I need to end stream and I need to just allow my brain to relax by reading. I just need to go spend a little bit of time reading. I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. Allow myself to kind of relax away from the computer screen and everything before I go to bed, too. So, yeah, we're going to do that. Tomorrow night, back on here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And Budget Creator Labs starts around that time. And then we'll be playing a little bit more of Outer Wilds around 10:30. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Lexner, thank you so much for that Prime tonight. And I hope to see everyone back here tomorrow night. God bless. Peace.